In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips for dealing with hunger when you're intermittent fasting. So when you're trying to lose weight, the thing is you're going to feel hungry sometimes. And with intermittent fasting, you have this window of time, the fasting window, when you're not eating. And from time to time, you're going to feel hunger. So the big question is, how do you deal with that? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the ways that you can get through the fasting window even when you feel hungry. The first tip is that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So in other words, you need to always eat enough in the eating window so that you're not feeling ravenous in the fasting window. What I found was that there really is a sweet spot. It takes time and trial and error to find it, but you should be able to get to a point where you're eating enough in your eating window so that during your fasting window, you don't feel all that hungry, that you feel like you can make it from one eating window to the next, while at the same time, the scale is moving down. Tip number 2 is to drink stuff in the fasting window. Sometimes just having something like some water, if you're feeling kind of hungry, can just fill you up, and that works sometimes. Other things that I have found to be a little bit better at that are things like just unsweetened tea, unsweetened, flavored sparkling waters, things like LaCroix or Clear Americans. And you can also have coffee. I drink coffee with half and half, and I've done it the entire time I've practiced intermittent fasting, and I was able to lose 80 pounds, and I've kept it off. And so that coffee during my fasting window helped me get through it without eating. It was just enough just to kind of fill me up and keep me going until my mealtime. Tip number 3 is to realize that hunger is really just a mental game, and that you're going to survive until your eating window opens up. In the beginning with intermittent fasting, I used to panic. Whenever I would feel even just a little bit hungry, I would think, oh no, my body's going to go into starvation mode and my metabolism's going to shut down, and then I'll never lose any weight. And then over time, I started to see no, I'm fine. As long as you just don't eat, you just obey the fasting window, then you make it until your meal, and then you eat and you're fine. And so you really will be all right. It's just a mental thing. It can feel a lot more dire than it actually is. And this really comes with practice. It's easier to deal with hunger after you've successfully dealt with it several times. In the beginning, it's just a mental game. Tip number 4 is to get busy and stay busy. So, if you start to feel hungry, you basically have 2 options. You can sit around and think about how hungry you are and, just kind of focus on that, or you can switch your focus to something else. Chances are, if you look around your house, if you look around you, there's plenty that can keep you busy. There's probably dishes that need to be done, clothes that need to be laundered, folded, put away, junk drawers that need to be organized, projects you've started that you haven't finished, just things that need to get done, and you can use that time to do those things. And then when you start doing those things, you just kind of forget about the hunger because you're focused on something else. Tip number 5 is to take action on whatever is stressing you out. So a lot of times when you're feeling hungry, it's not even really true hunger. There can just be things like, you're just in the habit of eating at a certain time, or, you're just in the habit of eating because you feel a certain way. Many times on the weight loss journey, what I found was I would be feeling hungry, but actually it was because I was stressed. And because I was stressed, I was trying to make myself feel better. And the way I traditionally would make myself feel better was to eat something. So learning how to deal with my stress in other ways was really helpful. The main thing that helped me was to talk it out with other people, especially my husband, but also things that have helped have been journaling it out, or just, figuring out what the problem is, brainstorming solutions, and then taking action to solve that problem. So I hope that those tips were helpful. Again, I want to emphasize, you want to try to find that sweet spot so that hunger isn't this major issue that you're dealing with every day. The goal is that you're feeling really good during the fasting window, which may mean you just need to eat more. But other times it really just means that you're stressed out and you got to figure out ways to deal with that. So thank you for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.